Hi, I'm Randy, K7AGE, and I'm down at the North Hills Amateur Radio Club. What is Ham Radio Night? And Doug, I'm sorry, Doug, I don't know your call.
My call is November 6th, November Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
And Doug is the president of the club, and I wonder if you can tell us a little bit about what the club is doing tonight here.
Well, every year our club has what we call What is Amateur Radio Night. And what happens is we, various members of our club, come and display the various aspects of amateur radio. We have somebody demonstrating IRLP, the Internet Radio Linking Project. We have a gentleman inside that has military equipment. We have another fellow that's showing an AMCW rig, the vintage radio equipment from the 1950s. All of the various aspects of amateur radio is what we do, and what our hope is that people who are licensed will bring non-ham friends or relatives to the event to hopefully show them what amateur radio is all about and perhaps get them interested in getting their ticket.
I've gone around and seen many of the things that you talked about, and it looks like you got a good turnout here tonight of people bringing their equipment and setting up and doing demonstrations for all the visitors.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we encourage other clubs to maybe take this same idea. It's a good way to expose the hobby because we do need more people in our hobby. It's getting too gray, so we've got to include younger people, and this is a really good way to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, Doug.
You're welcome.
Nice chatting with you tonight.
Nice seeing you as well. Thanks for coming.
Okay. Hi there. I'm here with Maynard, and I see his collar from his hat here is W6PAP. And what are you showing tonight for ham radio fun, and what is ham radio?
Well, Randy, thanks for coming out. And tonight I have a typical early 50s station here. We have an LMAC. It's actually a multi-LMAC AF67 transmitter, and a model S40B Helicrafters receiver. The LMAC dates from around 1953 and the Helicrafters from 1954. I have a 1920s vintage Western Union key and then a bug to go with it, a semi-automatic key that's coupled into it that dates from 1942, Signal Corps. And the LMAC is powered by a power supply here in the middle, and I'm using an static D104 microphone, which is typical of the period also.
And what were those called?
The nickname, a lollipop.
Lollipop.
Yeah, you can see that it looks like a lollipop. Yes, definitely so.
You don't want to bang into your teeth, do you?
That's true. So, on the phone bands, this is not as this is a great CW rig. On the phone bands, it's not as useful as it might have been at one time because it operates AM only, not single sideband. And so you can't communicate with the typical single sideband phone station on HF, but there are some folks around who still operate the older AM rigs, and I was just listening to some of them a few minutes ago here. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the older gear. There isn't anything in here you can't fix at home. I do have a more modern rig, a Swan 270B, for anyone who might know what that is.
So modern being how?
About 1969.
That's modern. Huh?
That's modern for me. That's the most modern I have, but that does do sideband.
Yeah. Is collecting the old radios very popular today?
I tend to think it's getting more popular. It's kind of hard to tell. 25 years ago, I think most people just considered all of this to be junk, and they were stripping it down for parts. And so I think it's becoming more popular. I think more and more people are getting interested. And just like old cars, old airplanes, whatever, right. And you can actually use this stuff without spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting.
Okay, well, thank you very much. It's really neat to see the old stuff out here. I know a lot of people are spending a lot of their time, refurbishing it and getting it and making it active, putting it on the air. It's just not sitting on the shelf collecting dust. So, So these are active antiques, maybe.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
They work for their living.
Yeah. Okay. I'm here with Glenn now, WA7SPY. And what are you demonstrating tonight here, Glenn?
Tonight I'm demonstrating Morse code. It's old school. It's still a lot of people doing it. It's not a requirement to get your ham license anymore, but
Thank you for saying that.
it's still something. It's my passion. That's what I enjoy doing. It makes your brain work and think. And
What would be the most unusual QSO or contact that you've had using Morse code?
I've had a lot of DX over the years, and I'm trying to think of, I think Africa is the farthest away I've gotten from Sacramento, so that was kind of exciting. And the other thing I've gotten into is building small QRP rigs. There's one right here. This was one I put together from a kit. It's called a Wilderness NorCal 40A. And it's very portable. It puts out about 2 watts, and I've worked Russia from Sacramento on this radio with a little dipole antenna when band conditions are good. So
That's really neat. It's something you can hold in your hand with a few pen-like
right.
batteries.
And the fun part about it is, like I say, it was a kit, and I got to solder all the components on it. And there's my handiwork there. So it was a lot of fun, and I enjoy building things. So
how long would it take you to put that together?
probably 3 or 4 evenings after work, or a weekend for this particular kit. I've done many kits, but that particular one, yeah. But there are plenty of kits out there. That's another thing. If people want to get their soldering skills and so on, there's some beginner kits out there, and now they even have some surface mount kits to start out with if you want to play with surface mount circuits.
Well, the radios today have become so complicated and so complex, and with the surface mount parts that people want to build, or in today's term, make something, a CW transmitter or CW receiver is a perfect home-built type of project because you can use the larger parts, right, and it's simpler.
Yes, and it's what they call the through-hole components, which means that the holes are drilled in the circuit board and the components are made to where you can put them in the holes and then solder them, which is much easier than dealing with the surface mount stuff. And the other thing that's so great about Morse code that I wanted to mention is the tone will carry much further, and you can pick out a tone long distance better than you can trying to hear a sideband voice. So that's another reason I enjoy Morse code, because if you're interested in doing what's called DX or foreign countries or whatever, you have better chances on Morse code, in my opinion.
And so how fast can you copy?
I used to be able to do 30 words a minute, but I haven't been real active lately, so I'm probably pretty solid at 20.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and enjoy. All right, thank you. Anyway, I'm here with Kim, KE6 RKX. He's showing a couple things. He's got 2 meter sideband here, and just over here,
we've got
which
the
I'll show you
internet
on later.
radio linking project.
Internet radio linking.
Yeah,
turn that
down.
Yeah,
we're linking. We have a repeater. It's at my shop actually, and it's sitting in my shop, and it has a computer sitting there, and it has internet right there. So the package is all sitting together.
So you're going to talk from this radio
to the repeater,
and
then it's an interface board to the computer,
and in your shop, which is connected to the internet.
Right? And we're going to dial up just like dialing a telephone. We're going to dial up another node in another city.
Let's try that.
Okay, we'll give it a try.
We'll give it a try.
Okay, we're going to try Bob in Idaho, KC7 BSA. We'll give him a job, and we're going to dial it up here. KE6 RKX, accessing IRLP.
Let's move this back over this way a little bit.
7:30 p.m. The node you are calling is currently connected to reflector 9250.
Okay, that's something new that's happened as they progressed over the years. Now if you try to link into a node, it tells you he's hooked up to somebody else.
Okay.
It used to be, it said it was busy, but now we know where he's at. So we can go on to reflector 9250 in Las Vegas. That's like a chat room basically, or a party line. So we're going to go log on in there.
Okay, so we're going to Las Vegas now.
Las Vegas, Nevada reflector.
So again, the radio to the repeater, to the radio in his house, with an interface to the computer, to the internet, being dialed up.
Welcome to node 925, the Western Reflector in Las Vegas, Nevada. Please pause 2 seconds between transmissions and key up for 1 second before talking. Link connected.
Upper Puddles, California.
And I'm going to pass on the trivia question.
They're having a net there, so
Okay.
that's a nightly net, I believe they have. I don't know what I never checked into it before, but
Okay.
so we're going to hear a lot of activity here because folks are checking into this net from all over the country and probably all over the world, actually.
Okay, so even people with their technician license can use all of this system and basically talk around the world, even though they don't have HF privileges.
That is correct, and a lot of hams that are up in years that have to maybe move into a home or something and can't have their HF antenna, can have their handheld if they have a repeater close enough, and they can sit in their, their room or on the patio at a home, and they can dial up anywhere in the world. Australia, Germany. There's hundreds of nodes around the world. So I know that our club president is blind, and he does the handy ham net, and they have a handy ham net on a reflector every Wednesday night. So
Cool.
Okay, well, we're up here in Sacramento, and we're at What's Amateur Radio Night. We're doing some demonstrations here, and just happened to hear you come up on the 2-meter sideband, and so we're doing a little demo here. In fact, you're on camera right now.
This is WB6 ISO, Whiskey Baker number 6, India Sugar Ocean. Handler is Dennis. My Dennis Mesquite, he's Rio Linda, over.
All right, Dennis, yeah, I've heard you before on the 2-meter sideband net, but I turned my dipole your direction. Did that help any?
We're on 144.215 2-meter sideband to a little 2-meter dipole up about 20 feet here.
Anyway.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Randy. Nice to meet
That's
you
pretty
tonight.
neat stuff. And
Yeah, it is neat stuff.
we'll see what else we can find here in What is Ham Radio Night at the North Hills Amateur Radio Club
Okay, thanks a lot.
meeting. Thank you.
Yep.
Oops. I'm now here with Paul, and Paul, your call is?
KA6PDY.
PDY, okay. And the little sign over here says Skywarn. I wonder if you can describe to us briefly what Skywarn is and what amateur radio involvement is.
Skywarn is basically with the part of the National Weather Service. They use amateur radio in alerting their office of storms or things they can't see on their radar, like Doppler radar or what have you. They can't see everything, so they rely on spotters. Through amateur radio, through phone, through computer, you can alert them and get the word of what's going on to them.
So if somebody wanted to get involved with this, is there any training that they have to do?
Yeah, different offices have different training. You just contact your local Weather Service office. There's if you go to their website, the National Weather Service website, there's a online training you can take. It's a very easy, simple test. You can become a spotter. You get a number assigned to you. Mine is SA70. That means Sacramento. They have, for different counties, they have different letters. You also can log in online on the ESpotter.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Sure.
I'm sure everybody's learned a little bit about weather nets and spotting. Hi, I'm here with Officer Liz.
Liz Dutton.
Liz Dutton, and you've been with CHP
For approximately 14 years.
14 years, so you've seen a lot.
Yes.
Looking in the trunk here of your cruiser, and I know some hams have some pretty exotic installations, and this is like full.
Yes, this is probably close to, I'd say, almost $50,000 worth of equipment. It's a new system. We haven't had it too long, but it's working for us. A lot of things going on inside our car with our MDC. We got cameras now.
MDC?
Mobile computer.
Okay, mobile computer.
Yeah,
okay.
Mobile digital computer.
Everybody's got their acronyms.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where we can run licenses, license plates.
Okay.
We have a new module in there. Everything's touch tone, so you can just touch the screen, or you can do a handheld. We have a handheld where you can just do it all by hand, or you can do it voice activated as well.
Guys, so do you have a camera in the car as well?
Yes, we have a camera, and we also have recording devices, and then we have radar also.
This is basic. You have room for your briefcase, a computer case, a jacket.
Yeah, not a lot. So thank God for these Fords.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.